So we can officially start. Good afternoon, everyone. I would like to welcome you to the second webinar of our training program, Smart and Sustainable Business for Women Entrepreneurs, on the topic of practical cybersecurity. We are very happy to have you here today. And those of the participants who have not yet signed up for the training program with our core project can still join. The active training continues till November, and there will be more webinars. Information for them is available on the platform. And before we begin, I'd like to share a few technical notes. Please keep your microphones muted during the presentations. If you have questions, write them in the chat. After the presentations, we will have a Q&A sessions and answer your questions. The webinar is being recorded and the video will be uploaded to the platform after Module 6, so you can watch it anytime. During this session, you will be able to learn how to protect yourself online through simple everyday habits, and you'll discover how to create strong passwords, recognize online scams, and safeguard your data, identity, and peace of mind. Only a few words before I give the floor to our lecturers. Evgeni, Andreev, and Dimitrov are cybersecurity specialists and educators with extensive experience in digital safety, privacy, and online awareness. With a passion for making complex IT topics accessible, they have worked with both professionals and everyday users to build practical skills for secure living in the digital age. And without any further ado, I would like to give the floor to our lecturers. Please, you can share now your presentation.
Perfect. Can you confirm that you see the presentation on the whole screen?
Yes, I can see.
Perfect. So today we will talk about how to stay safe in the digital age and some simple habits that can create a secure digital life. First of all the things that we will see are under the category of cyber hygiene. These are the simple daily habits. This is the routine that you create, the things that you maintain, everything that is connected to the internet and also to the physical beings. This means your laptop, your phone, all these things, both the cyber and the physical things are under the cyber hygiene. The daily habits, this is some regular easy actions that you will learn to do by mind, by your actions, not by force. You can think of this like locking the digital doors. You need to have a good key so the stealers not to interfere into your home. Why this is important? 90% of the cyber attacks across the world are connected to humans. Some human errors can predispose the hackers to overtake the whole network and sometimes can lead to billions of dollars of losses to the companies, private messages. Also, it can be harmful for the normal people, reputation loss. Some confidential data can be leaked through this. Everyone is exposed to this because doesn't matter if you have a very good cyber defense and very high edge tools. In the end, if you click just a simple link, you can penetrate the network inside. Small habits create a big impact. We start from the small and go through the big ones. We go through the instruments, but the first things that we need to learn is to keep our assets safe. These are the daily habits, the daily actions that we create to protect our personal information and to know how to spot some intrusions into the systems, some phishing emails, phone call scams, links that are being overtaken by hackers. Trusted platforms like a news outlet or media can be hacked, and they can undermine our trust into this source of information. So we need to learn how to spot if some trusted media or website or digital platform is compromised. Some simple rules for digital safety, beginning with the broad aspects. You need to learn what to share online. You need to limit the personal information, because in the later examples that I will give, uh, they will show how broadly these kind of privacy intrusions are really, and how easy they can be to find online. You need to check the privacy settings into your media, into your apps, social media, emails. In this digital age, it is very common that the social media and every app is actually using more of your information than you can understood by just looking into the front page of the app. If in cybersecurity we have a saying that if something is free, then you are the product, and that is very good saying, because if you see some of the scandals that have been in the media for sometimes, for example, Cambridge Analytics, that was in 2021, it exposed that a Meta company, that is the mother company of Facebook and Instagram, collected not only the user activity, which ads they're shown, but also their activity outside of their apps. This means the browser, the user behavior. They collected even a private photos and videos, so they can analyze the public and send this data to the data brokers. Other simple digital habits. You need to learn how to spot the red flags in this kind of environment. You need also to stay updated into the latest news, because with every step that we take to defend the digital realm, also the hackers are taking two steps ahead. So they're very clever, and they can always find new ways to deceive you. So you need to always stay updated to the new trends into this kind of environment, what the cyber criminals are doing. And some of the dangerous and some of the things that we need to watch for, that are particularly interested in the hackers, are the phishings, typical things, the scams. I think there is no person that have not been a subject to this kind of things. You always have some phishing emails that are promoting something, or some scam calls that are pretending to be your bank, or someone you know, or your post office, that you need to declare some taxes, or you need to change your passwords. But all of these things are carrying the so-called malware. These are malicious codes that that will attempt to extract your information. It's typically the bank accounts information, or anything that can bring them a value for them, so they can make money for this. You need to watch out also for password reuse, because if you use one password for many accounts and many logins, the attackers can use the so-called whaling type of attacks, so they can try. If your password, in the later we'll see how to spot if we have some password that is leaked, And if they get these passwords from some data breaches, they can pay into dark web, for example, and get a lot of data and passwords, and then can try to log in into various accounts with the same passwords. In many cases, in 36 to 40, 50%, there is a very big chance that the normal user is using the same password for a lot of accounts. This means if they find one compromised account, they can find all of your accounts with this. Also, you need to watch out for public Wi-Fi because the hackers can create a Wi-Fi network that you will log in, and they can monitor every your move into what you are searching for, what you are typing. They also can install some malicious things into your phone or your computer. This is very easily done because there is only a $5 gadget on the internet that can simulate this kind of Wi-Fi networks that are malicious Wi-Fi networks. Typically, the hackers are around coffee shops that have this kind of Wi-Fi, airports, bus stops, these kind of things that are gathering a lot of people. So the typical user can adjust to this network and make some mistakes. You need to think about the cyber hygiene as a key, a digital key to your door, to your systems. You need to use unique key for every door. This is applying also to the passwords. You need to watch out for using the same password. You need to craft strong passwords. Later in the presentation, I will show a table how to recognize if the password is strong and what you should not do. Also, if you have a lot of accounts, it's a good idea to use password manager. Password manager is a cryptic way to store all the passwords and just to remember one big and strong password. You need also to update your systems in daily basis so you can stay up to date and avoid some vulnerabilities that are around. And some of the vulnerabilities can cause a mass exfiltration of data or account stealing if not patched on time. This is both for the public and the private sector. It is a thing that in the private sector we have departments who are all constantly monitoring for updates, and if some problem is big, they also can issue a strong review on this problem, and they can create their password and updates for this kind of vulnerabilities. What is multi-factor authentication? This is another way that you can confirm that your identity to the application or to the social media or to the platform. It is typically done to application you can install on your phone, and besides login with a password, the managing platform is sending a code to this multi-factor application that can verify that the person who is logging is actually the right person. And the attack that are exposed into some data breaches, and if the hackers are finding these passwords and they're trying to log in into your account, and if you have activated authentication, the authentication will send the code to your mobile device and will ask if you are trying to log in. So you know that you are not trying to log in, you know that something is wrong, and the end of the other end, the hacker cannot duplicate this code because he don't have the application and he don't have the number that is on your app and your phone. You need to verify the functionality of the application that you're installing, both for the laptops, for the personal computers, for the phones. It is a good idea to enable your auto updates and to follow the guidelines that are into the installing phase of this application. For the functionality, you need to look very deep into the user agreement, because typically some of the privacy intrusion things are in these small texts that are hiding, because they can monitor everything that you're doing external to the app, and they can also gather a lot more information that they're saying in the front page of the user agreement. Some tips from the browsing habits. You need to verify the application to the website that you are visiting. Is it HTTPS? Does it have the necessary certification that can give you confirmation that this page is safe? HTTPS basically means that the traffic that is going through and out of this website is secured, and if someone is in the network and try to sniff your habits and your data traffic, they cannot see anything, but because it is encrypted, and he could not stripe this protection. You need to check the website names. We have the typical habit to visit or to write some pages that we are familiar with, but one of the common attacks in this kind of activities are to mimic the website and web pages names, so they can pretend to be the trusted platform, but they're actually infected and malicious web browser and web page. You need to be aware of unexpected links. For some examples, if the hackers compromise the website, they can create a malicious ads or malicious links that can lead you to virus or malicious code that can steal your data. You need to verify these links, and later in the presentation I will show you how to do that. You need regularly to clear your browser data, because one of the things that the hackers are most interested are in the browser data, to see and build a user profile based on your activity, so they can move then to the next phase and extort you. When the hackers are creating this kind of user profile, it's called a social engineering. This is helpful because they can predict what you are interested in, what are you doing, what you are working for, so they can get your trust to click or to install or to send money. Because the first thing that comes to your mind is, oh, he knows that I'm going to, let's say, Pilates or some kind of swimming exercises. I'm very active in this kind of fields, so he must be someone that I knew. I will click. Besides of that, you get infected. You need to see the browser extensions. There are a lot of helpful browser extensions that can help you to get rid of the ads and unwanted links and these kind of things. But also there are a lot of malicious extensions for the browser that can also steal your data. You need to verify the source. and to see into internet if someone have problems with this. Did someone write an article for these malicious extensions? Also, you need to block ads and trackers. This can help you. The extension can help you with this. The so-called web trackers are very intrusive, and their end goal is to sell your data to the data brokers, so they can sell it to the companies that are making revenue based on the targeted ads. Email and messages, the red flags that are giving that something is off. You need to be aware of the urgency of the email. Someone is pretending to be your boss or your colleague that is saying that you need to register into this, let's say, webinar or this kind of thing. You need to pay very urgently. We don't have time. Everything that is urgent is requiring your attention on it. If the file and the email or the message is containing something like PDF or a RAR file that is archived, and you don't expect something like that, be aware of that, because most probably the malicious code is hiding inside of it, or the theme of the message, it's not connected with any kind of files, but nevertheless they send some kind of files. You need to check the email, who is sending you the information, verify is this the person that should be sending this, and always trust your gut. If something feels off, most probably it is, and don't be shy or don't be embarrassed. Report it to your organizations, or if it's personal, just delete it. But if it's in corporate, on university, on any kind of organization that have these capabilities, just report it to your admin, because it is important to see if there is some activity against the organization. About the devices that you're using, always encrypt your data. This means that if someone catch this data, they cannot see it, they cannot decrypt it, and they cannot see it in plain text. Also, set up a setting that will lock your screen after 1 minute, 30 seconds, or 5 minutes. 5 minutes is the limit, the maximum. If you leave your laptop unintended, someone can steal data from it. Also, you need to do a backups in case something happens. Someone sent you a wiper, for example, that can wipe the data from the device. To have 3 copies, 2 local in 2 locations, and 1 offsite backup. It is a good idea one of the copy to be on a cloud storage like Google Drive or OneDrive from Microsoft, different kinds of clouds that you can store your data, because they have a lot of capabilities in these redundancy systems. If something happens, if something is deleted, they can restore the files. The public Wi-Fi, avoid sensitive activities. If you trust the Wi-Fi, also you never know. Don't do banking statements, banking activities through any kind of public Wi-Fi. Use VPN when you connect to some kind of public Wi-Fi, so it can encrypt your network information. Disable auto connect, turn off file sharing. The hackers have the capability to automatically connect your device to some Wi-Fi that you have previously been connected to, so they can use this and move to your systems without you noticing this. Also, the turning off file sharing, they can send commands through Wi-Fi and exfiltrate your data without your knowing this. Some smartphone habits that you can create. You need to look into the app permissions to see if something is more than the application needs, and you need to turn off this feature. For example, if it is using Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, or any kind of intrusion into these kind of systems. For example, if your notepad into your phone is using the photos and these kind of things, you can turn off this thing. Keep your software updated again. It is very important to be out of the vulnerability spectrum. Social media, it is very easy way for the bad hackers to create a profile based on you, based on your family, your habits, your preferences. You need to spot the online tricks. If something is looking too good to be true, it's often some kind of attack that you can expect after that. Think before you share something on social media. Do you want some complete stranger to know this information? Does this complete stranger or anyone else outside of my friend lists want to know that I'm away of my home? For example, if you post a photos, let's say from Greece or anyone else, not in Bulgaria, not even Varna, for example, the criminals can know that you are not home, and they can break into your home and steal some stuff. Uh, you for some tips, verify, be aware of fact now, spot the poor language. The typical scammers are using bad grammar, bad language. They're not formatically correct, but with the rising of the chat GPT or any large language model, this paradigm is changing. So they're using these kind of large language models to modify their grammars, and this thing is getting less and less popular to spot some fake things. Something that you also should know about is the information request. It's not typical, for example, for someone you know that is seeking this information. Let's say, what was the discussion on this meeting on Friday? How was going on? Or are you free tonight? What is your plans to do this using email correspondence and these kind of things? You need to keep your digital and life safe and sound. Uh, the workspace, it's important. You need, if you are in public, not to talk about work or anything that is connected to private things, because this is a predisposal for over the shoulder attack. This is attack that the people that are next to you can look into personal information, confidential data. So if someone is around you on public spaces, better not to talk about work or doing something on your computer, because they can see this, or they can spy on you. They can be with ill intent. Also, when we have had the pandemic situation, and a lot of us were working from home, and also these tips are implying for a home, especially if you are working in big organizations. it is a good idea to have a separate room for this kind of meetings, for the work time that you're doing. Don't talk a lot about these kind of things. Mind what you're sharing with the other people that you don't know about the personal information. This can apply also again to the social media, to the gatherings that you don't know you were invited to some cocktail party or something like that. Um, See how the trends in this kind of scams and cyber criminal activities are going on. Is something on rise? Let's say attack through some particularly web page. Uh, Mind what you're sharing, how you're sharing it. Did you give additional access? Let's say if you give in cloud storage for the sharing option to have a share with the link that can be visible for everyone. This is a not good idea. You need to share the data only to those who needs this kind of information. Adapt to the environment. This is very crucial because the environment is changing with very fast pace, and you need to stay on the edge of everything. Don't fear again to report the mistakes. It is not your problem. If you clicked especially or if you installed something malicious, don't fear to report this. So the organizations or the universities can take the measures to secure the infrastructure of the organizations. Uh, Use antivirus programs. It is necessary, especially if you're using Windows based operation systems. It is a good idea to have a trusty antivirus, but not the antivirus that is free, because again, if it's free, you are the product. Learn how to use properly the cloud, and how to delete properly this information, because some of the cloud providers are storing this data even after you delete your account, even after you delete the files. Uh, Use VPNs against, if you can, multi-factor authenticators. This can be authenticators with SMS or some applications like Microsoft Authenticator or Google Authenticator. So if it's something more than password, it is a good idea. This adds a layer of security to your digital life. If you sense that something is off with your system, your laptop, your phone, the first very important step is to disconnect from internet. This will prevent hackers or some malicious software to act uh, lateral, to do a lateral movement into your systems and to steal your data, or this will completely cut off the hackers inside of your system, so you can be sure that the attack is not ongoing. Immediately after that, you should change your password. It's a good idea to change your email too, because you don't know if everything is compromised or they have your email and credentials into their database and they can attack later on the later stage. Take screenshots, save messages that you are displayed on. Ask for help if the problem does not go away. Ask family, friends, or IT support into your organization for ways to fix this, to be sure that the problem in fact did go away. Some smart digital habits for everyone. Uh, Treat online like home. You want your home to be secure. You need your home to be tidy and clean. The same thing is for your digital assets. Um, Build your habit to change passwords. Start from the small. Start from the essentials, then move to weekly tasks and to monthly tasks that you can remember. Set some personal rules like don't share passwords, don't talk about work or any kind of activities in front of people that you don't know. Restrain the public from the information sharing so they cannot go deep into creating your personal files and profiles. Uh, yeah, updates. There is approach to trust no one, the so-called in IT. We have the so-called zero trust. Don't trust, um, never trust anyone. Always verify. If something compromise the trust, it can compromise you. Again, I give you the example of web page, but this can be also application. This can be a coffee shop that you visit. This could be also an insider threat. It is very popular into IT companies. The term insider threat. This means that someone is working for bad hackers, or their intent to sell the information to someone else. They can act as a proxy for next step of digital tax. Keep your accounts separate. Use different passwords. Again, do not add them into always add with the Google, for example, have the capability to remember your passwords, but they remember the Google accounts remember the passwords unencrypted. So do not use this option, and always stay vigilant to new threats. Create like we have in different homes the so-called spring cleaning. Do this annually, 1 to 3 times of year, to review and delete unused accounts, to unsubscribe from unwanted newsletters, requests for deletion. I will talk a little bit later about the possibility that the European Union is giving to you to delete your personal information from this kind of data brokers. Encrypt everything if you can, so you can have another layer of protection. Read the manuals when you are registering to some website or you're using some application. What are the responsibility of these companies, how they handle the informations, who is actually processing this information, the personal information, because it is common practice if the company is working in EU, they can outsource their data processing to a state that is not in EU. This will give the company a flexibility to do with your data whatever they want, because the company that is proceeding the data, it's not under frameworks and legal aspects of the European Union. A story from the real world, the domino effect, a big shop, big risks. Hacker can steal millions of credential card information from major retailer. For example, if you have some card for retailer for example, IKEA. If you log into their system, you have their card. You give them password, you give them emails, you give them the credit card information, and if someone hack their system, they can retrieve millions and millions of informations. For example, then the next step is unexpected entry into your systems. The hackers didn't break directly, they just used the stolen information from the shop retailer that was hacked. Um, then the weakest link, again, the vendor had password and too much access, that can be easily targeted by hackers. This can implicate after that through various of users. Yeah. Again, the physical security, some good digital habits. Don't leave your laptop or phone unintended. Some of the hackers, the so-called insider threats, or someone that is particularly targeting you, they can use this moment and they can, for example, plug a USB drive that is infected. They can infect your systems through this. Um, some of the world biggest problem and hacks through the history was done by this kind of attacks with the USB and the physical security. Some classified information from the governments were exposed through not physical security of their digital assets. Some of the enhanced protections, real world success, Google used this for employees to achieve zero successful hacks in 2 years, despite thousands of attacks following just some basic good digital habits that they create for their employees. It is important to review this kind of information once or twice a year so you can refresh your memory to see if you are following some steps correctly. Did you experience something that is off, that is not from the steps that we move from? You can separate your cyber hygiene for days, weekly, and monthly. For the days, you can remember to lock your screens, to think before you click, and to use two-factor authentication or multi-factor authentication. If it's more than one code, it is multi-factor. If it's only password and some code, it is two-factor authentication. Once a week, you need to look for software updates, to review app permission if something changed into apps and they get more information from you, or some new kind of features that are privacy orientated, to look into your privacy. Once a week, you need to back up your data. It is usually in IT. We have a job that is always on Tuesday. Once a month, you need to check the passwords, clean browsers, adjust privacy settings, change password, check passwords, clean browser extensions. And for the practical thing, you can go to Have I Been Pwned? This is a website with a lot of information from different kinds of breaches, and you can check your email address, you can check your phone number if it was part of some data breach recently, or they have a historic data. For example, I check my email that I don't use very much, but I saw that in 2017 it was part of a data leak from something called River City Media. I never been part of this River City Media, which give me impression that this is a data broker firm with 1 billion records of information. This includes IP addresses, physical addresses, names, passwords. This is one of the ways. Have I been pwned? And the other thing, it is a bridge directory, which give you the possibility to check for emails or usernames, because usually in social media, some people are registering under the same username, and it with the algorithms that they use to check into their compromised states, usually they are finding something more interesting. And again, I checked with my older email, and I saw that I have been part of this breach in 2017. Some examples of phishing emails. What we can expect from these phishing emails, starting from the sender of the email. It is typically a familiar name, some supervisor or some colleague or some firm or company that we trust. The email can be part of email list with a lot of people, or can be directly to our email address, or can be part of people that we know. If we see that the email list is part of people that we know, this will give us a trust into this email. We will say that if this email is to the people that I know, my friends, my family, so it's safe. That in fact it is not. And we see that the first red flag, the third red flag is the urgent request. This gives us a sense of urgency, of taking some action immediately without thinking, and see the attacker is trying to see the phone number that you are using, most probably to try to run some attacks on this phone number, or to use it for the later stage of the attack. And then it could be signed with some roles of the company. He is a professor of accounting. If you're targeting students or colleagues in the university, you can pretend, the attackers can pretend to be the dean of the faculty or the dean of the department. Also, the next red flag is if we see some company, for example, if it is Microsoft or Google, and they end with gmail.com. This gives us next red flag that the company will never use this email, or, for example, for Bulgarians, very typical to use abave.bg. Another example of phishing email, we see that this account is pretending to be a PayPal, so we can confirm some information for some payment that we allegedly did. The first red flag is to see the email. We see that is accounts, most probably account at notifications.com. This is not the true email of PayPal or the customer service of PayPal. So this gives us information that this is most surely phishing email. They don't use your real name. They use a template for this. So they use dear customer, not, let's say, dear Dimitar or something, to give us a sense of information or belonging to this email. This means that this email was sent to most probably thousands or hundreds of thousands of people, and they just use this template. And if we inspect this confirmation for my information, and we can see the link that is going through something, We expect to be a PayPal, but it is not. It is infected website that can deliver malicious code or to give the next step of operations to retrieve your data to it. What to do if you got some malicious attachments like PDFs, archive files, zip files, RAR files, uh, or anything else? Or you can check if the website, this website, for example, zeta.com, is actually real and safe. You can go to Virus Total and you can search for either a file and you can upload this file, this PDF, Word document, Excel table, and also you can check the URLs, the hash files, the IP addresses, and you can see that out of 64 vendors, actually 40 vendors are catching that this site is a malicious website. So we cannot trust these files. And if we clicked on this file, we need to report it either to our organization or we need to contact some expert that can help us identify if this was if our personal computer or phone is infected with something. About the user profile, this is a very common platform that you can search for people, and I targeted my friend, for example, who is working in night guard. I just searched for her name, and the platform gave me the full information about her and a lot of information that I can use to target her. For example, where she works currently, what is her position, where she is based, where she studied before this, like higher education or high school. Then we have a little bit of summary, what is the position, the work, the ideas. This is an act of data brokers, and it's actually free. Even you can see the mail address of this person, so you can create spear phishing when something is for you, especially for you, not for the masses, like we saw into this email. It's called spear phishing. This means that the hackers are adding a lot of personal information for you, so they can so you can give them a trust and install, click, or give them more information about this one. What you can do about this kind, if you find something that is on internet and you know that some data broker have your data, you can contact them, and under the European law and the General Data Protection Regulatory Regulation, you can contact them and say, please delete my files from your systems. And if they are based and operate inside the European Union, they are obligated to do so. They have some small exceptions for the legal obligation or the kind of the information that they're sending. This is typically for the big companies like Meta or Instagram or social medias like LinkedIn. But generally, in 70%, it is working to delete your data. But the problem is that not only one data broker have your data, a lot of data brokers have your data, so you need the specialized tools and services. There are a lot of services that can provide you with this and act on your behalf, so they can delete your data from almost everywhere. But again, if the company that is proceeding the data is based outside of EU or a country that does not have memorandums and agreements with the European Union, they will not delete your data because they're not part of this. regulations. What to do for the passwords? Do not test your passwords through this kind of websites that can say to type your password to see if it is good, if it's not. It is not typically, but it have the possibility to store your passwords, and then they can sell them to dark web, for example, or different kind of forums, so they can guess your password more correctly to this way. Or if it's a particular case, you can give them this email, so you can give them your email, so you must be registered in the system, and when you try this password, they know your password that you use for the website. They know your email, and they know which password did you try, to see if they're actually helpful, and then can attack your profiles. What you can actually do about this one is to see the nature of your passwords. Did you use only numbers on the lower caps, or did you manage to do the three things: the numbers, upper and lower letters, lowercase letters? Uh, the best way is to use lower caps, numbers, upper, and some kind of special symbols. And on the left row, we can see on the left column, we can see the number of passwords, and you can identify if the password, which is 10 characters, only numbers, it can be cracked instantly. If you add lowercase to these 10 characters, it can be cracked for 1 hour, and so on and so on. But if you add special characters to this, if you add some lower and uppercase characters and alphabetics, you can stay pretty safe. But the recommendation for the typical organizations, they follow the so-called NIST, or the National Institute for Standardization of the United States, which recommends at least 16 characters, which includes both numbers, upper and lowercase, and some special symbols, so you can be safe. The attackers are gaining the uh, advantage of using a lot of computer powers, because they generate a lot of money through these cyber criminal and cyber fraud activities. They have the computer power to crack a lot of passwords, which are typically, let's say, 11 numbers, 11 characters, including numbers, lower and uppercase, and special character. In this thing, we call that is requirement. It is require 400 years to crack it, but with additional computing power, it can be done in minutes, sometimes in seconds. So the National Institute for Standardization is requiring 16 characters, combining all of the previously mentioned components. What can you do after this? You can search for My Cyber Hygiene. This is a good course. It is a free. They give you a lot of insights, a lot of new recommendations. I personally registered for this course. It was good. You can show this to your family, to your friends, so they can stay up to date. They can think about their security, their information sharing, and their activity online, so they can stay safe. And the main takeaways for a safer online is the daily habits, the things that we mentioned: the updates, changing the passwords, the browser activity, not leave your laptop or phone unattended. This is small things. Creating a strong defense, simple actions create strong defense. make sure the safety second nature, practice careful clicking and password protection. Uh, Pay attention to anything that seems too good to be true. Do not connect to public Wi-Fi, and always stay vigilant. Thank you for your attention. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer. I will share the presentation also.
Yes, we are waiting for any questions if you have.
Yeah, Daniela from Bratislava, if I may.
Yes.
Yes.
Dimitar, thank you very much. Excellent presentation, very clear and structured. I really like it. From practical point of view, people talk always about this dark web. You can buy organs, drugs, whatever. How do you find dark web? Is it the number of web pages, or how does it work? It's a little bit different than professional question, but just out of the curiosity.
Yeah, the dark web is working a little bit like our normal web that we're using, but it is using a special protocols that you cannot access if you don't have the methods and the applications. It is typically a secure way for the communication, because the ways, the protocols that are embedded into this so-called dark web are transmitting only encrypted data, and a lot of people are there, even the drug dealers, the bad hackers, cyber frauds. They sell a lot of things.
But these
Even
are like applications that you subscribe or get member of principal work. I don't understand the principle.
Yeah, there is a lot of websites, and there is so-called library that is giving you these links, because it is not like the normal web. You cannot search for the particular thing. You need to know the link, and if the vendor, so the people that are selling something are called vendors there. If the vendor wants you to know this, they share these links to the libraries, a big site which collects all these links and lists them under some category, and you access this through these libraries, so you can navigate through it. But they don't have the Google, for example. You cannot search for it, but you can search into the special websites that are created for these purposes. Or, for example, they give also private links to the private web pages in dark web for different customers.
I see. Very interesting. And one more, if I can. Now, with artificial intelligence everywhere, I understood there are some new laws within European Union, like GDPR, to streamline. You cannot really control it, but somehow to make it normal regarding protection of the data, sale of the data, and things like that. But how do you see it personally, this AI protection, let's say?
Yeah, the European Union have the so-called AI Act, which give you the possibility, again, like the GDPR, to request the AI platforms to delete your data if the model, the large language model, is trained based on your data. You can find this, and the European Union is requiring them to share on what data is trained, this of what subset is trained this large language model or different kind of AI algorithm, so you can delete this or ask them to be deleted. But the other thing is that the threat, like deep fakes, these kind of things, the image generations, are coming not from you but outside of you, and you cannot impose some legislations on them or force them to delete this. So you need to stay vigilant, and if you see something strange, you need to report to the authorities for this. For example, we have authority in Bulgaria. It's called Gelebob. It is the cyber task force for cyber criminals. And if someone tries to pretend to be you based on this AI generated content, you can alert them so they can be notified if they get some notification that, let's say, Daniela stole something or harm something or post something of online, and then say that this is AI generated. They can know these kind of things, and they can request for the social media or the platform or the newsletter to delete this.
I see.
But again, it is important to follow the steps and not share a lot of data for the public, only for the friends and the people that you know, because the AI is gathering this information through the so-called web crawlers, and the web crawlers are gathering only the public information, like the photos. If you generate something like photos or videos, they're getting your public photos, your public videos, but they don't get your private videos if the company is doing the legal way, because there is also companies that are not following these procedures.
I see. Okay, excellent. Thank you very much.
My pleasure.
Any other questions?
If there are no other questions from the participants, I would like to thank you a lot for the great presentation, and to the participants for their time, and also for the questions. And if you do not have any other comments or questions, I would like to wish you all a good evening, and see you in the next webinar.
Thank you. Have a good evening.
Good evening.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.